So this slide is really just a summary, high-level overview of the differences between A-21 and uniform guidance. So in A-21, there is an emphasis on certification, and in uniform guidance, it's obviously an emphasis on internal controls. The word certification doesn't appear at all in Section 430, and in the entire uniform guidance, internal controls is mentioned over 100 times. So I think that is a clear indication that that is where their focus will be. The examples that were included in A-21 were eliminated from uniform guidance. So it really opened the door to give institutions some latitude and to rethink about how they can meet this requirement. There's also this concept that if somebody signs a piece of paper saying that this is what they did, that is somehow that they're compliant, and then that really happened. Whereas with uniform guidance, they're looking at it from a more holistic approach. What are the internal controls that you have in place along each step of the way? And so this is a slide that really digs in a little bit deeper into the compensation reporting requirements as outlined in 200-430. And I think from an institutional perspective, when you are thinking about meeting these requirements, this is what you should really pay attention to. Thinking about how are you going to meet these requirements, not pile on unless you absolutely need to. The one thing that has not changed is that it still requires an after-the-fact review. But again, with the examples eliminated, it really opens the door for you to think about how can you meet that requirement in a way that makes sense to your faculty. So as Gil Tran always said, same, but different. So the requirements are still there, but the examples are gone. And so this is just sort of like a high-level overview. I know that when we started thinking about internal controls at ASU, it was sort of this nebulous, like what exactly is that internal control? Where is it? And so we spent a lot of time really mapping our processes around compensation. So for example, how do you validate the reasonableness of the charge? Like what is that? And then how do you identify the risks in your internal controls? Do you have to add additional ones? Do you have so many in one area that it's slowing down your process? And always thinking about, are you meeting the federal requirements? So it's not that it's just one internal control. So if you think about traditional effort reporting, how you allocate, review, reconcile, payroll, that is the system of internal controls. Effort reporting just sort of sat on top of that. So it is just one of the internal controls inside the whole entire system.